Hey there guys, this is Tyler. Welcome back to another stream. Boom, bum, bum, bum. Fixing the audio. Hello. Hello, mate. Anyway, hello, Rick Lamar. Thank you. Love my channel, nice. Hello, Wyatt. Hello, Hi-Ho returns. What's up? Part 4 to watching every FNAF game theory ever. Hello, Drawdy. Welcome to the stream. What's up? How are you guys doing today? How are y'all doing? Hope we're all doing pretty good. Yeah, my day's been pretty okay. It's been pretty good, in my opinion, in my perspective. Yeah. We're on the quest of watching every FNAF game theory ever one last time before Matpat retires, which is happening March 9th. This stream series is going to go past March 9th, so after he retires, this stream series is still going to go on until it's over. Ever since part 3 of this series, Matpat released a FNAF game theory, a new one before his retirement. And it's controversial. Oh boy. Of course. It's one of those robot theories. Not to spoil. But to spoil. I just did. Anyway. So. Yeah. How are y'all doing today, everybody? How are y'all doing? Yeah. Got quite planned for March. Oh yeah, today is fucking it's February 29th, leap year. Oh boy. Yeah, leap year day, leap year day. Oh boy. I completely forgot about that until now. I knew it yesterday, I forgot about it until today. Anyway. So, I'm gonna get started real soon. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump straight in. So, June 3rd, 2018. Hello, Zwire Pumpkin. Welcome to the stream. So, June 3rd, 2018. This is like basically a month, like right before Ultimate Custom Night. So, yeah.
That's it. I give up.
Yeah. Game theory. FNAF stumped me again. FNAF 6 Ultimate Custom Night.
You beat me. I can't solve FNAF. I can't. But I'm close. So darn close. And this time, I need you guys to come in.
Alright. Probably need to turn it up a bit more. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Alright. Alright, that's perfect. I remember liking this theory for some reason. I don't even remember what this one is. I don't even remember. The poop it. Matpat horror, bro. Yeah, Matpat horror.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, where the fourth closet is a recording closet. Now, most of you are probably confused about that opening reference, which means that you haven't implanted Scott Cawthon with an RFID tracker that follows his every movement.
No.
Fortunately,
yes,
I have. Which means that
sadly, I have
two
too.
things. One, Scott spends a lot of time on the toilet. Gotta stop maxing out the spicy sausage. Totally, Scotty C. Us old people gotta watch our digestive biomes. And two, the FNAF series may have quote-unquote ended with FNAF 6, but our time with the 13 variations of the same darn animatronic
Fredbear
are far from over, because Scott has been quietly working away on his pièce de résistance. Ultimate Custom Night. All your favorite characters from all the games attacking you all at the same time. Ooh. 51 characters, all able to be cranked up to level 20. I gotta be real.
Shit.
Markiplier, might be time to be giving up your FNAF crown. That means there can only be
He's always going to be the king in my heart. I don't care what anybody says, even though he didn't do 50-20.
Doko, save us. You're our only hope. Anyway, if you're wondering why this episode took so long to come out, that's one of the big reasons why. I was afraid that, like the last custom night, I'd be working on the theory and the DLC would come out with hidden scenes explaining the lore, and then suddenly I'd have to contend with even more purple people puking up robotic spaghetti in the middle of the streets. But based on Scott's playtesting, where right now he's averaging a survival time of 15
UCN was an ending for me. It was like the
seconds,
end of phase 2.
looks like I may have an opening here. Since it's been a while, let me remind you that we've already covered a lot of ground here in videos 1 and 2 of the series. Freddy's Pizzeria Simulator, otherwise known as FNAF 6, was created with the intention to tie up a lot of loose ends, both for Scott and for the game franchise. We learned that William's business partner Henry, who we were first introduced to back in FNAF World,
hey Ryan, what's up?
in fact play a role in the mainline series of the games. Henry is canon. In FNAF 6,
yes, he is.
A simulated pizzeria to serve as a trap, luring in all the remaining animatronics. One could say it was a locked box to put all the pieces together. Henry then pulls a Thanos and turns everyone into an ashy pile.
I'm not
Thanos.
feeling too good, Foxy.
Henry's hit list included Springtrap, aka William Afton, aka the metaphorical purple guy, Baby, aka William's daughter Elizabeth, Ennard, aka the combination of Molten Freddy / Balloon.
We are like, okay, so we're at Ultimate Custom Night right now. So we got quite like basically halfway to go, if I had to say.
/ Funtime Foxy, your player character Michael Afton, aka the.
But then I just remembered he has like a lot of game theories about like the fucking Fazbear Frights books and Tales of Pizzaplex, so.
Literal purple guy who puked up robot spaghetti, and the newcomer
Robot
Lefty,
spaghetti.
like Wally, but with less robot lovey-dovey.
Wally.
Robot stabby-stabby. We learned through the hidden insanity ending and other in-game
No, I
clues
saw
that
on
Lefty
Twitter
is a
one of the
containment
somebody in the
built
FNAF community
specifically by
made like
Henry to
actual
lure
like
and trap
Ennard
the
wires
puppet,
as like
which is
spaghetti.
possessed by the spirit of his deceased daughter, who remains nameless. The insanity ending also gave us clues as to how the Funtime animatronics function. Unlike the OGs, the Funtimes are heated up and infused with remnant. It's basically soul juice that's extracted from kidnapped children. But that was all just surface stuff. Through our analysis of the Fruity Maze minigame and clues from FNAF 2, we were able to piece together that this dead dog is probably Mangle, and that this girl becomes one of Afton's early victims. It's clearly not his daughter, notice the eye color, and it's not
dangerous
Henry's
job in
daughter,
St.
notice the hair
Petersburg,
color,
Mom
so it must
Spaghetti
be
reference.
one of William Afton's victims. And that's pretty much everything we covered in my last
Chica.
videos. But
Wait.
now it's time to get to the new stuff.
Bunny, Chica, Foxy.
Starting with this girl.
Only a few
Not
people will
only
get
do we
that
know that this
reference.
is one of William Afton's earliest victims, we also know that her name is Susie, and that she goes
Susie.
on to possess Chica. That's
Chica.
right. We can identify her based on this image. If you manage to find all the game's Easter eggs, you unlock the Lore Keeper certificate and a final screen at the end of the game. A hillside filled with gravestones. Graves with a very diverse set of names. 5 in the foreground with one name obscured and 1 in the back with, again, the name hidden from view. Trust me, I tried my best to pull a CSI on that one. Enhance. Enhance again. Enhance a third time. Damn it, Scott. Anyway, this imagery should seem pretty familiar, right? 4 graves
How
with
dare you,
4
Tyler.
names.
I'm not
3
sorry.
boys and a girl, which perfectly matches up to our core 4 animatronics.
Wait.
3 boys and a...
Wait, hold on. Gabriel can be a female name because, Gabby, fucking
girl, which perfectly matches up to our core 4 animatronics. 3 boy robots and a girl robot. To further solidify the point, look at how the graves are arranged. It's a pattern that's identical to the arrangement of the masks in the good ending of FNAF 3. Even down to the girl character being 3rd in line and slightly behind the other 2. Coincidence? I think you know the answer to that by now. Then you have this mysterious 5th grave hidden off to the side. That one definitely contains the soul of whoever winds up possessing Golden Freddy, but more on that one later. And lastly, there's this one overlooking them all. Up on the top of the hill, that's the puppet. Henry's
Gabe the
daughter,
player.
the one who watches over the rest. 6 main characters, 6 graves, and the same 6 characters that we see fade away during the happiest day minigame at the end of FNAF 3's good ending. In short, what the gravestone scene is revealing to us is who these victims are, with Susie as Chica. That also means Freddy is really
FNAF
named
6
Gabriel,
was so
Foxy
good
is
with lore,
Fritz,
dude.
and Bonnie is Jeremy. It's also relatively
This is
easy
just
to
a
figure out the
reminder
name
of
of the
that.
puppet's grave.
Wait, fucking
Charlie
revealing
or
the names
Charlotte,
of,
one
like,
the two.
most
We
of
know
the
this
spirits
not
from
through the
FNAF 1
games,
for
but
2.
rather through the books.
Like the
But the
main
books
ones.
aren't canon, I hear you saying, and you're absolutely right, they're not. But they're starting to cross over very heavily. For
Oh,
instance,
yeah.
the entire reveal of William Afton having a business partner named Henry, he was first introduced in the Silver Eyes long before Sister Location ever came out. You ever wonder about this weird wolf poster hanging in the alley
Twisted
of
wolf
FNAF 6?
moment.
It's actually one of the Twisted animatronics from the second novel, The Twisted Ones, who are programmed to hide during the day by burying themselves in shallow
Minecraft
graves,
shovel.
then dig themselves up at night to roam the countryside looking for innocent victims to vor. And wouldn't you know it, but
Vor.
that's exactly what we see hinted
Vor.
at in the FNAF 6 minigame Midnight Motorist. By going through the
Fucking
game's
vor.
secret exit and then plowing your car into this random area between the trees, you're
Ryan.
able to get out in a clearing in the middle of a forest. And in the upper left corner of the screen is a pile of unmarked dirt. You can't interact with it, the game doesn't acknowledge it at all, but very clearly it is intentionally there. It's super random, right? It is, until you read The Twisted Ones. Or have me read it for you, because seriously, that's why I'm here. Page 74,
Yeah.
quote, when Charlie reached...
Most of the people watching this video, most of the people that have seen this video probably haven't even fucking read the book. They just looked up summaries or some shit, or they just watched, or this is their first time finding out
the backyard, she stopped dead.
what
Before
happens
her
in
were
the book.
3 huge holes in the ground. They looked like graves. Something climbed out of these.
It's been a good bit since I've read the
Clearly,
Twisted
even
Ones,
the
though.
books aren't canon, there
Same with the
is
Silver
significant
Eyes.
crossover with the characters and events from the series. In the books, Henry had a daughter named Charlotte. In the games, Henry has a daughter who
The
goes
graphic
on to
novel
become
versions.
the
I've read,
puppet.
like, the
Only makes
novels.
sense
I
for
have
them
the
to
graphic
share the
novels, but,
name,
like,
hence Gravestone
I usually
number
would
5,
only
but
read,
it's
like, the
Gravestone number
novel
6, where, I
versions.
gotta be honest,
And I'm not
after
even much of a
months
reader.
brainstorming, working and
FNAF, so.
reworking sequences of events and analyzing imagery, I have to regrettably admit defeat. You heard that right.
Oh,
For
shit.
the first time ever on the show, I have to throw in the towel. Now, don't...
No, you were wrong back in FNAF 4 about the bite of 83 being the bite of 87 or whatever. You were wrong before. You were wrong before. No, this isn't your first time. This isn't your first. Wait a second. That looks like... I don't... Can you guys see my cursor? I always forget to turn my cursor on for, like... Okay, it is. Oh. Fuck. Isn't this the, article from Five Nights at the Haunt? Pat. No, because I recognize the face. God. God damn it. No. No. I am so sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at those.
Get me wrong, I have a lot of leads here. Loose threads that I know go somewhere, and I feel like I'm just a step or two away from putting it all together, but I just can't quite do it, and I hate to admit it, and honestly, that is the other reason why this video has taken so long for me to write and put together. I didn't want to admit defeat. I didn't want to come to you without a complete idea of what was
Fredbear
going
puzzle.
on, but honestly, at this point, I'm almost out of
Dude,
ideas.
what the fuck? What the fuck?
And I need your help, or maybe even a little helpful nudge from Scott Cawthon in the comments to help put it all together, which honestly could be a very cool group project for all of us to work on together. Anyway, let me explain. Grave 6 obviously belongs to Golden Freddy, and once we know that name, we'll finally be able to uncover the source behind the mysterious repeated messages of "It's me" that have been popping up since FNAF 1. It is a huge
I love pointing out
deal.
this
And
stuff
here's the
in, like,
biggest twist of them all.
Matpat's
We're
videos.
not shooting in the dark here. Scott has already given us all the information that we need.
It wouldn't be the first time Matpat disrespected the dead with FNAF game theories.
Need to solve what the name actually is. You see, the trio of
Spoiler
novels
alert, it's
isn't the
Cassidy.
only book that Scott Cawthon's
Thank
released.
you for the spoiler.
Late last year, Scott released the Five
Totally
Nights
did
at
not know
Freddy's
that,
Survival
totally.
Logbook, an activity workbook for kids filled with things like simple quizzes
For
about the
kids.
games, drawing projects,
Yeah, to be fair,
and
most
writing
children buy
prompts.
this.
The theme is that you're a new night
Mostly
guard at the
children buy
Freddy's
this.
restaurant. It's
Including me.
adorable. Until you realize
I mean,
it's a
even
book
though I'm
asking
18, I
kids who
consider
their stuff
myself a
would go to
child,
when
and
they
I
die
own
a
this book.
gruesome, horrific death trapped inside a furry suit. It's some dark, dark stuff. But perhaps the darkest part of the book is the dabbing Chica.
Oh my god.
Anyway, things start to feel more than they seem from page
You
1.
waiting
when
for
it's revealed
FNAF
that
Russia?
This book once
What?
belonged to a guy named Mike. And
Is there a
one
FNAF
of the
Putin
word
then?
search immediately clues you in that there's way more here than meets the eye. Putting the likes of Gravity Falls Journal number 3 on blast.
Oh my god.
Basically, the Five Nights at Freddy's Survival
Journal
Logbook is
3.
a book-length
I finally have them all.
metagame dedicated to revealing Golden Freddy's real name, all disguised as a children's activity workbook. It is unquestionably my favorite thing that this franchise has yet produced. That is no exaggeration.
Bro.
This thing is so cool, but the problem is, I can't solve it. Here's how it all breaks down. Several pages throughout the book contain faded text that says, my name. Each of those pages with that text also has a numeric clue hidden on it. Sometimes it's written in plain sight, sometimes with numbers out of place, sometimes the page number itself is wrong. Page 29 is numbered 52, page 32 is numbered 39, page 43 is numbered 50.
The fuck? This is, oh my god, this is your first time coming to us. Oh my god, this must be terrible for you. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Anyway, it should be back now. Should be. It should be back. Can you guys hear me? Hello. Anyway, hello Mario, Brian, and ReebG. Welcome to the stream, and the ReebG probably left. Anyway, so yeah, that's great. That's great. That's fun. It's a me. Wait. It's a me, Mario Brain. It's a me, Mario. Hello, help me, TMU edition. Anyway, let's get straight back in. Because what else are we gonna do, you know? Oh, it's cute. This is cute. Okay.
9 is numbered 52, page 32 is numbered 39, page 43 is numbered 15. On page 47, the number...
Do you ever just think that the kids that get this... I thought it buffered again. Do you ever just think that the kids that just like get this book, they see all these like these intentional inconsistencies with like the page numbers and stuff, and then they go to their parental figure and they're like, "Mommy, I don't know what's going on. The page numbers are." Bruh. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? That's great. This is great. It's whenever I'm trying to make fun of kids and their parents is when internet always goes out and the stream is. Jesus Christ. Just Keep
Numbers
watching.
7 and 2 appear out of order in this survey question. On page
Hope.
85, we're presented with a list, and numbers 10 and 11 appear in red. On page 108, the time 8:11 appears on an incident report that Mike was supposed to log in. So putting all those numeric clues in order, we get 52, 39, 15, 7, 2, 10, 11, 8, 11. But that's just the beginning. Throughout the book, there are some coupons for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. On one of those coupons, we see that Mike wrote himself the message for real value, see page 61. You flip over to page 61 and suddenly you see a finish the comic strip exercise where in one of the panels, Foxy and Freddy stand in front of a chalkboard with 5 plus 4 written in one part and a 3 written in the bottom right corner. To me, this very clearly tells us that we need to add the two numbers together on each of those 6 pages from earlier to get the real value for that page. 5 plus 2 is 7,
All right.
3 plus 9 is 12, 1 plus 5 is
Yes.
6, 7 plus 2 is 9, 10 plus 11 is 21, and 8 plus 11 is 19. 7, 12, 6, 9, 21, 19, which seems like it's giving us a code to a 6-letter name. But now, what do you do with those numbers? Well, one page in the book contains a giant grid that encourages readers to draw in 8 bits. But if you look closely at the grid's axes are actually numbered, and there are tiny letters in the grid's first few boxes. It seemed to me like this grid was setting up an alphanumeric code where the numbers each get represented by a different letter. Putting 7, 12, 6, 9, 21, and 19 into that, you get Gilpheus. Clearly not Golden Freddy's real name. But then what about that 3
Gilpheus.
that's
Hey,
in the
GF
bottom
is
right
in it.
corner of the chalkboard? I tried shifting all the letters and numbers 3 up and 3 down,
So we get
decoding,
stumped.
recoding. Still nothing that would make any sort of sense. But I wasn't admitting defeat yet. The fact that all this is happening on a grid seemed to point to the numbers being decoded using a Visionaire cipher. If you've never encountered these before, well, welcome to the exciting world of cryptography, the art of solving codes. Visionaire ciphers are one of the most famous
Cryptography.
codes out there. Basically, you need a giant alphabet grid and a keyword. So, say I want to encode the word crying child. That's called my plain text, and I want my keyword to be Mike. What I would do is, in my alphabet grid, go over to my first letter, the C in crying, and then go
child.
down to the row M, the first letter in my keyword Mike. That gives me the letter O. Then I would find where column R for the R in crying intersects with row I for the second letter in Mike to get a Z. That's my second encoded letter. And then keep going with column Y crossing with row K and on, repeating the keyword over and over until I'm at the end of the phrase. If you've done it correctly, you get the cipher text or encoded word Ozim Zamlun. Ozim Zamluton. Ozim Zamluton.
Yes.
Then to decode, you just reverse the process. And that's what I tried.
Imagine, like,
over and
Imagine I like stopped the video and just solved it before he solved it.
over again, on and off again for months,
Coke.
and still nothing. Using those real
a lot of
values of
Coke.
7, 12, 6, 9, 21,
You
and 19,
share?
I tried everything. Different keywords like Mike, Chica,
Dabbing
Friday, since
Chica.
it's on the magazine that Foxy's reading, Bonnie, Foxy. Doing the process forwards and backwards, trying to shift everything by 3, both before and after the encoding and decoding process, since that's the random number on the chalkboard that has no
Balloon
explanation.
bastard.
I even started reversing the codes I was working with, since the number 3 on the chalkboard could potentially relate to page 3 of the survival guide, which specifically says take a moment for self-reflection. So that's what I did. I reflected the numbers before coding, after coding, reversing the alphabet. Still nothing. If you think that's a lot, I still wasn't done, because there are other oddities in this book. For unknown reasons, Mike has made red ink tally marks throughout it. On page 9 there are 5, on page 19 there are 10, on page 31 there are 14, but they're in
Prison.
2 groups, a 5 and a 9. On page 36 there are 5,
Gilphus,
on page
I like that
100
as a
there
name.
are again 5. No explanation, no
Fucking
nothing.
Gilphus.
But they can't just be random tally marks, right? They seem important, and they seem especially
I'm gonna call Golden
important
Freddy
because
Gilphus
there
from
are
now on.
6 tally hints, just like the 6 real values that we found hidden throughout the book earlier. So I've tried shifting the individual letters off of those tallies.
Gay!
Nothing. Tried shifting the letters off the tallies, then shifting the results by that 3 that's on that chalkboard. Nothing. Added the tallies, then reversed. Nothing. And on and on and on.
The crying
Hopefully this all
child is
gives
the
you an
brother
idea
of
what I do
Charlie
for
from
some of these
Soul Rise.
theories. Taking weeks just to brainstorm new ways to attack the problem, but this time I'm coming up empty-handed. I still have nothing. None of my attempts have yielded anything like a real word or a name. It feels like I'm right there, like the solution is right in front of me, but I just can't quite grasp it.
Someone
And this is where I
eventually
have to
figures
raise
it
the white
out.
flag. I don't know what to do. I need your
Damn.
help. or else I need
Uncle Sam!
Scott to give us some clues or something, because I am stumped. I feel like I've tried
Uncle
everything,
Sam.
and very clearly this is the way that Scott intends to reveal Golden Freddy's name. But without all of us working to solve it, that name will forever remain in mystery. And this is only the beginning. The survival guide is simultaneously the most important.
Oh no, wait, Gilfus. That was Gilfus.
And most beginning. The survival. Solve it. That name will.
Look, guys, it's Gilfus.
Forever remain.
It's Gilfus.
And this is. And most frustrating piece of evidence to be thrown into this franchise. Yes, the Golden Freddy puzzle is a huge part of that, but there's more. So much more. This book confirms so
Michael's
many
an
assumptions about
Afton.
this series and unveils so many more mysteries than we ever thought possible.
What are you
And the
talking
Golden
about?
Freddy mystery is just a small piece of that. The rest all relate to Michael Afton. But all of that will have to be in just a few days. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you wait months. So make sure you jump scare that subscribe button.
Jump
Ensure that
scare.
you're here next week for what I guarantee is the most earth-shattering FNAF game theory since, I don't even know, FNAF 2. The things that we're covering next time completely upend
I thought you considered Dream Theory as big.
a lot of what we thought we knew about this franchise, so get ready for a long one. And in the meantime, remember, that's
just a custom made is coming.
A game theory. Thanks for simultaneously staying patient for the release of this episode, as well as stomaching another multi-part FNAF episode. When you see next week's video, you'll understand why it had to be that way. Subscribe.
Oh my god, what's this?
Subscribe.
I already am.
Watch the past FNAF episodes. Subscribe. Scott, you're causing me severe head injuries. Subscribe and make my pain worth it.
Anyway, that was the first of the ones we're watching today. It's just accepted. Fuck, I can't talk. It's just accepted that Michael is an Afton, alright? Everyone considers him an Afton. Gilpheus. Gilpheus. Okay, Gilpheus. Gilpheus. Gilphus. Gilpheus. Fucking Gilpheus. Oh man. Anyway, so this video, he was right on the money with like the gravestone names. Good utilization of the survival logbook, although he did get stumped. He becomes unstumped later. I know that. But yeah. But yeah, so alrighty. 9 days till the retirement party. Yep. Gotta miss Matpat. Even though he'll still be there technically. Alright. Oh yeah, this stream will not turn 1 next. Oh god. So in like 2028, this stream is gonna officially be a year old. God damn it. Anyway, this is June 10th, 2018. Game theory. FNAF. The theory that changed everything. Alright. Let's do this, Chief. Nice opening. But wait, is that Splinks? Ew. Splinks models are gross. What the fuck? Oh, wait. It's Gilpheus. It's Gilpheus. Hey, Gilpheus. Stop dancing. Driving Matpat insane. I forgot he did this intro for like a good bit. Game theory. It's in the bending ink machine.
Hello, Internet.
Ink, though.
Welcome to... Screw it, you know by now. If I seem a bit off my game today, forgive me. You'll soon learn why. Pull up a chair. Let's talk. Last
Pull up
episode
a
brought you
barrel.
up on everything. And I do mean everything. All my past theories on FNAF 6, the gravestones, the masks, the names of the children inside the animatronics, the connections to the novels,
Red
the
Snowbird.
identity
I
of the
see his
puppet.
war
But
pumpkin.
then I showed you this. The FNAF
These are fun to read.
Survival Logbook. The book that, in 7 years of doing this, finally broke me.
Screws,
A book
bolts,
that
and
contains
hairpins.
within
I
its
remember
pages
that.
An elaborate series of codes that
Sister
serve as the key to
location.
unlocking the identity of Golden Freddy. A freaking
Gilpheus.
children's activity workbook with a damning chica in it is the thing to defeat me. That damning chica taunts me in my nightmares. But
Oh.
Golden Freddy's unbreakable
Eyes
code
move.
is only the tip of the
Go
iceberg. This
fast.
book is like a repeated kick in the balls, as everything I thought I knew about FNAF has crumbled in front of my eyes.
That just.
It's like
Hold on.
as everything I thought I knew about FNAF has
This model of Springtrap specifically just reminds me of Ignited Springtrap. Or fucking Burn Trap.
crumbled
Oh my
in
God.
front of my eyes. It's like Freddy Fazbear got a hold of the Infinity Gauntlet and snapped his fingers, and then all of my theories suddenly turned to dust. Because unlike the novel...
Wait, no. We ain't doing that future prediction shit again. Back in like the previous like 3 streams where like Matpat accidentally predicts like future things with the franchise, like the FNAF movie, it's like response or whatever, and like UCN back in like the days of like sister location. We ain't doing this shit again because fucking using a model that basically predicts burn.
which have
We ain't doing that shit
questionable
again.
canonicity, the survival logbook outright answers a
Is
lot of
Freddy
questions
secretly
about these games,
racist?
but the
Why is
answers that it
Funtime Freddy
provides
black on the
just
4th
leave
closet
more
covers?
questions. And not stupid small questions either, like what's Mangle's gender? No,
Oh,
it
oh,
upends
man.
huge
Other.
parts of the story. The
You mean
logbook
non-binary.
is simultaneously the most important, most revealing, and most frustrating piece of evidence to ever be thrown into this franchise. You see, as I mentioned last time, this workbook once belonged to Mike, aka Michael Afton. The book establishes that Mike
Movies,
writes his
books,
answers in
television.
red pen. It
Clara from the More on the Restless because everything about this place is crazy and no one seems to notice except me.
also establishes that there's a spirit possessing the book who speaks to Mike via lightly faded
What do you
text. From
remember?
what I can gather, it appears to be
Oh,
the
Fox
spirit
is
of Golden
crying.
Freddy. And starting with that information, the logbook then proceeds to drop bombshell after bombshell as far as lore reveals go. First,
Wait,
it dropped the spirit of Golden Freddy.
wait.
Like via lightly faded
Wait.
text. From what I can
That's water! That's water! Robots can't cry when robots can't run with water. Robots can't have tears.
gather, it proceeds. First, the book outright confirms what will after bombshell, as far as lore reveals go. First, the book outright confirms what we've known for a while now.
Somebody
that
ever
Mike
have
is the
gay
same Mike
sex
who works
in-
as the night guard during sister location. When
Party
asked
Room
what he would like
3.
for his 1-week bonus, we see him doodling in the corners of the page baskets of money and baskets of exotic butters. On another page, he's drawing a smooth set of casual bongos.
It's
Sure,
me by
nothing
Char Ninja
earth-shattering, but when it
flashbacks.
comes to this franchise,
Is
getting
Bonnie
any
responsible
portion
for
of the
9/11?
confirmed is a big win. And while that reveal might not be all that earth-shattering, you know what is? The book reveals that Michael Afton is who we play as in FNAF 4. On page 40, the
Yeah, the 4th plane, the one that crashed in the field, was supposed to head to Freddy's.
workbook starts asking about dreams, and via his doodles, we see that Mike somehow knows the appearance of Nightmare Fredbear. Something only
Nightmare.
the protagonist
That shit
of
was
FNAF
always
4
interesting to
should
me
be aware
when
of.
this
To
book came
further
out.
confirm this, on page 23
It was a
of the
good
book,
drawing,
the spirit
too.
who uses the book to talk to Mike outright asks, "Was your favorite childhood toy a
Should be
plastic
James Scott
purple
Cawthon
telephone?"
for
Which,
making
as
a
you may
major
remember,
mistake.
is a direct reference to the purple telephone on the ground in the FNAF 4
Hello.
bedroom.
Hello,
If you
hello.
still think it's a coincidence, it's not.
I think
2
not.
pages later, the spirit starts talking about whether any of the toys on the page look familiar. Most don't, except for one, the phone. Now, for the 8 of you who still remember how this whole freaking story fits together, you might be asking me, but we all thought the protagonist of FNAF 4 was the crying child, the one who gets himself bitten during the birthday party because we have flashes of a hospital bed and hear a flatline at the end of the game. We also assumed that the animatronic nightmare was representative of death. And you know what? You're absolutely right. That is exactly what we've been thinking.
Do you think some, like, edgy kid has made, like, a white version of Nightmare?
Here's the thing. We weren't wrong. We've apparently been right about all of that.
Michael's an
except there
artist.
was one teeny tiny itsy bitsy little wrinkle that we didn't expect.
What would happen if Fan
Michael
Foxy found a
Afton
random stone?
was the bite victim. Michael Afton
No.
was the crying child.
No. No.
I know! I couldn't believe it either. But the proof here is unquestionable. On page 75, a page asking
Probably
about
got
imaginary
actually a
friends and
metaphor
featuring
for the
psychic
Cuban-
friend Fred
Cu-
Bear Plush, the
Cuban
spirit
Missile
outright
Crisis.
asks, does he still talk to you? And perhaps the most damning piece of evidence of all, on page
White collar
103,
might be
the
weird.
huge reveal, quote, the party was for you. Mike Afton is confirmed to be the crying child.
Confirmed. It is confirmed. It is confirmed. Jesus Christ. I think this is why some people like get mad at Matpat because like to be fair, I know Matpat's retiring and I respect the guy a lot and I love his content, but like to be fair, sometimes some of his videos come across as like very like factual, and then people get pissed off, and then so therefore whenever Matpat fucks up with a theory, people will get pissed off at him because the fact that some videos come across as factual make children believe this is the lore. So like, you know, so it's a confirmed.
Oh. He's the bite victim. He's the one who, at the end of the game,
he's my penis.
Apparently needed to be put back together.
Does Toy Chica give birth? Does Withered Freddy have a mental illness?
How could he have been bitten and
there's Spongey's asking the real questions here. Sorry I keep
died
pausing.
there, but then also be in sister location as an adult, gotten himself scooped, blah 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 blah, until FNAF 6 when he finally burns with the rest of his family. I have been smacking my head against a wall trying to make sense of it all, and I have some theories. Big surprise there. It's interesting. When I did my final FNAF theory, not that one, my final FNAF.
How many times have you done this?
That one. Those are technically FNAF 6 theories. God, jeez, this one. When I did this theory, I concluded that the story of FNAF was, at its core, a story about a family, the Afton family. But now it's becoming increasingly clear to me that it's really the story of Michael Afton specifically. 4 games, 1 story, like Scott said back during the...
Wait. Why is his body just twisted? Okay, so his shoes are facing away from the camera, but his face and chest and shit is facing to the camera. What? This makes no sense, bro. AI. Oh my god, imagine. No, this was like 2018. I know AI existed back then, but like it wasn't popular yet.
Long ago. It's the story of the crying child growing up, discovering the atrocities of his father, and then trying to make amends for those. We know for a fact that Michael Afton is the main character of FNAF 1 from the endgame paycheck, sister location from the name tag and custom night.
I found it. It was right where you said it would be.
FNAF 6 from Henry's closing monologue, and now FNAF 4 from the survival logbook. And we're still not done. The survival logbook also connects Mike to FNAF 2. On page 56,
Scott Cawthon a furry. Am I a furry? Does
Carousel?
Blora prefer Burger King or
only makes
McDonald's?
sense if Mike had been to
Guys, you know what? I'm having fun today. I don't give a single shit today about what I do. Hold on. Would Blora be a McDonald's or Burger King person? Is annoying orange mango. McDonald's or Burger King? I don't even know what my answer to that question would be. I don't even know what I'd vote for. Burger King's winning. Oh, okay. Is Lightning McQueen actually the FNAF 3 night guard? Ka-chow.
To the FNAF 2 location because it's the only one with a carousel. That means that the only game without a solid connection to Mike is FNAF 3. But then there's the whole
Father, it's me, Mike.
Actually, you play as Michael in FNAF 3.
complete with a burned down Fazbear fright in the background, which seems to be hinting at him being the person who burned the place down, trying to put an end to his father's reign of terror. Michael Afton even shares a connection with the dead children whose names appear on the gravestones, going back to the survival logbook. See, I told you guys this thing was important. When the book asks about missing people on account of them being stuffed into animatronic suits,
The Springtrap shit.
Do you miss them? It clearly connects Michael
Phone
Afton to
dude,
the other
God.
missing kids who
Blur
go
is
on to
reminiscent of
possess
Miss
the
Afton.
animatronic
I can
suits.
probably
This
believe
means
the
that Michael
Miss
is connected
Afton
to
part.
every game and every major
No, because Matpat
character in the
explained it
story.
before.
So let's update it to 6 games, 1 story. Michael's story.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so this video came out like a week or two before Ultimate Custom Night, so Ultimate Custom Night doesn't count yet. But no, it was confirmed at the time. No, it was confirmed at the time that it used to be happening. So yeah, we're gonna count it. Actually, it'd be 8 games, 1 story because FNAF World and Ultimate Custom Night.
Which is all very beautiful to say, but seriously, what is that story? If you've been paying attention, we still have a pretty big elephant in the room, i.e.
where
a
did all
dead
of them-
kid who somehow grows up to become an immortal purple skin suit for robot spaghetti. Oh, and if the game wasn't complicated enough, Michael might not even be his real name. The spirit in the logbook repeatedly asks
Michael.
him, what do you remember? And even more importantly, do you remember your name? It's even hidden in the freaking word search. And I haven't even mentioned the other elephants in the room, like how very clearly the gravestones relate to the kids in the animatronic suits, and yet 2 of those names
UCN
directly
is
tie back
Bill's
to the security
story.
guards from FNAF 2. And if you want to
Bill
go really,
Clinton.
really deep, like you know I love to do, you see Susie's
The
font on her
describe baby ever hit the
gravestone? Did you
gritty?
know it's the same
What happened
font
at Freddy's
that's used to
Pizzeria
introduce
randomly
each night of
exploded?
FNAF 4? That's something that no one else online
It's
has
caught on
noticed,
fire.
and if fonts are important,
Well, not
which, remember,
Freddy's,
they
but,
probably are, Scott doesn't
whatever.
do coincidences, so 4 gravestones with completely different fonts is probably important in some way. Notice how 2 of the gravestones share the same font, but it's not Jeremy and Fritz, which you would probably expect since they're the 2 who are mentioned in FNAF 2. There are so many freaking elephants in this room. It is a very crowded room. Remember what I said earlier about repeated kicks to the crotch?
Matpat
This
goes insane.
is what I'm talking about. That said, after months of thinking about this and more kicks to the crotch than I care to mention, I think I do have an idea of what might be going on here. And it all begins in probably the most confusing place of all. Midnight Motorist from FNAF 6. When I first spoke about this minigame, I said that the mustard man here was William Afton. But I could tell that a lot of you weren't too convinced in my conclusion, and I'll be honest, I wasn't 100% sure of it either, but it was the best I could do at the time. But now,
Dave is William, though.
I am 100% confident that that is who we're seeing here. You see, FNAF 6 is simultaneously the end of the story as well as the beginning. It's the end because, well, everyone burns to death. And it's the beginning because it's the origin story of the puppet. And as we know, everything begins with the puppet. She's the one that allows all the other animatronics to become possessed, as we see in FNAF 2, which makes the security puppet minigame pretty much the earliest event we ever see in any of these games. And we also know that it's William who killed Charlotte in that back alley. This is the origin story of the purple guy, complete with his purple car that we saw in FNAF 2 after all.
Purple
but here's the detail I was missing before. If you brighten up the final screen of the security puppet minigame, you'll see tire tracks left by the purple car driving away from his crime. This leads directly to the events of Midnight Motorist, which happens immediately after his murder. Here's how we know this for sure. Not only are you driving a purple car, and not only is it raining in both of the minigames, so they're connected on both those fronts, but get this. Reddit user GB Aura found
Ooh,
that
Reddit.
this section of the game in the source files is titled Later That Night, giving us the time connection we needed to know 100% that Orange Guy is William Afton. He kills Charlotte in the rain outside of Fredbear's, drives away, and winds up back home later that night. Boom! Proven, locked and loaded. And looking at this minigame, knowing what we know now about Michael being the crying child, we know that the couch potato here is his older brother.
I
Mr.
love
Foxy
that.
Mask let me shove my brother into an animatronic mouth and get him killed, speaking in his signature gray text, who apparently no longer has a name, which leaves Michael as the one who escaped that place again.
Welcome
That
back,
is who
Water.
William is mad at, with that place being obviously
You can thank Spongy for that one.
none other than Freddy's. And from there, a lot of pieces start to fit together. William's
It buffered
frustration
for a
with
bit.
Michael escaping explains why we see him have surveillance
Oh, wait, it
cameras
buffered?
all over his house and sister location. It's not an experiment or anything.
Where did
He's
my
literally
dick go?
keeping tabs on the boy who keeps running away. It also
Okay, that looks like... Hold on.
experiment or anything. He is literally keeping tabs on the boy
That looks like a dick, though. That looks like a pee-pee.
who keeps running away. It also
This stream is
explains
so
why we see
demonetized.
Michael, the crying child, locked in his room
Oh
throughout
boy,
FNAF
security
4.
cameras,
William
let's
himself
shit
says
on
at the
them.
end of Midnight
Find us a
Motorist that
fuckboys
Michael
time.
will be sorry when he gets back, and he is, as William constantly locks him in his room, making him unable to escape anymore. All of this might even explain the rationale for the nightmare animatronics. William built them, or else used his mind-altering sound disc that first appeared in the book and that we talked about in a previous theory, to scare Michael so that he would stop wanting to go to the restaurant in the first place. That's why he's so scared of the place when we see him in FNAF 4. I'm literally in the recording closet right now recording this, and suddenly things started to fit together in a weird way. I'm just gonna throw this in here right as it happened in my mind. I'll need to look into this later, probably a future theory, but let's just bring it up now. Orange Guy is William, right? But he's turned away at the front door of Junior's, which is completely random, and everyone's like, why is this in the minigame? Well, could it be because of the investigation into the missing children's incident? Remember what Phone Guy said from FNAF 2?
Ooh.
From what I understand, the building is on lockdown, and no one is allowed in or out, especially concerning any previous employees.
Afton is rejected at the front door of the building because of the lockdown, and because he's a previous employee. It makes the timeline a bit messy, and I'll have to go back and rework it, but something about
he
this
was
feels
crunk.
right. William Afton was fired from his job, goes back to Junior's, but the building is under investigation because of the missing children's incident. William, being a former employee, is turned away at the door. He's not allowed in. It's not a bar, it's nothing like that. It's Freddy Fazbear's Jr. or something, the second location, the FNAF 2 location. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there because it just occurred to me as I was writing this thing. I haven't had time to fully flesh it out or work it into the script, but I thought it was important enough to include, break the flow of things. Regardless, it gives us something else to chew on. Now back to the actual
Gilfius.
episode as I wrote it. Okay, I continue to avoid the obvious question here. Michael's death and apparent rebirth. If I'm being honest, it's because I don't
Wait, what if Junior's and Pizza Sim was a warning to the... No. Why is the... Yeah, why is he insane on Twitter? I think he's experienced too many animatronic bitings in his day, and now he just acts like a dick on Twitter. He acts like a troll on Twitter.
don't really have a fully fleshed out explanation for it. It's
Chris
less
Afton.
of a theory and more of a hypothesis, really. So would you be so kind as to Freddy Fazbear with me as I go through what I think might be happening here? We know that Michael Afton is special, right? I mean, we see him get scooped, become a pile of rotten flesh, and yet he is still able to survive. In short, when we see him in Sister Location, he's not altogether human. Now, hold on to that idea for a second for me. While we're on the topic of Sister Location, let's look at The Immortal and the Restless.
The Immortal
super
and the
random
Restless.
soap opera from the game with a name that, now that I say it aloud in
What about
context,
Funtime
actually
Bonnie?
starts to make a little bit more sense. It stars
I just
Vlad,
consider
an
that
immortal
Bon
vampire
Bon.
who's dressed in purple, who starts
Vlad.
every episode saying,
Clara, I tell you, the baby
Isn't
isn't
that-
mine.
and
The
in
animation
FNAF,
is
we have
great.
William Afton, a man who's apparently immortal enough to survive a spring lock failure, who, like a vampire, sucks the remnant out of children and who knows, maybe
Of
survives
course, those
on it, and is
children.
represented by the color purple. It's actually a lot of similarities. So could the repeated lines of
Not my baby. The baby isn't mine.
The baby isn't mine.
actually relate to William's relationship with Michael. What if Michael isn't actually William's son? It seems like it would be a logical leap, but we know for a fact that Michael's real name isn't Michael. Remember what the logbook said. Do you remember your name? Well, of course he does, logbook. He wrote it on the front cover. Mike. Unless, of course, that's not his real name. So you got all those details? Good, because here's where all this random observation comes together. In the novels, one of the big overarching storylines is that the main character...
That's a nice that's a nice art cover. How come sometimes Matpat uses like the official cover like he does for the Twister ones, but then sometimes he just uses like a fan cover? Not just for like book covers, but just for like anything. These videos. Strange.
Charlotte had a twin who was kidnapped by Springtrap when she was younger. At the end of the second book, it's revealed that the twin wasn't actually kidnapped, it was her. Which seems to imply that Charlotte and her twin were one and the same, or were somehow interchangeable. Then, in the final pages, Charlotte dies from a spring lock failure, only to miraculously come back to life unscathed in the next few days as if nothing had ever happened. There are also a lot of clues sprinkled throughout the book that William Afton has the ability to create hyper-realistic humanoid robots. I even mentioned that briefly during a past FNAF theory. I haven't even gotten to how I think the main character of the book series is probably a robot, but
oh yeah, I remember this future prediction. Simpsons up in this shit.
Yeah, and those are all theories for other days. Long story short, everything seems to point to Charlotte in the books being an AI. Maybe at one point she was a person, but she died or was kidnapped at an early age, and ever since her personality has been programmed into a computer where she's now able to be replicated over and over again into a super advanced robot that's somehow now able to grow and develop. I didn't write the books, okay? Now, obviously the two are vastly different canons, but the games and books do relate in a lot of ways, and we know in the games from William's daughter Elizabeth that full-on personalities of individuals can get programmed into AI. Elizabeth goes on to possess the spirit of baby. So what if Michael is just one of those? Sure, he was killed in the bite of 83, but when William promised to put him back together, it meant literally put him back together. Find a way to piece him back together using some combination of robotics expertise and miracle soul juice remnant. That's how Michael dies in FNAF 4, but somehow comes back to life in later games. It's how he's able to get scooped, get a bunch of robot spaghetti shoved into him, and then still survive when the robot spaghetti gets puked out of him. It's why he would no longer be able to remember his original name. And after he realizes the truth about what he actually is, that he's no longer human, he decides to end it all in the inferno of FNAF 6 after having done his best to set the souls of his former friends free. Whew, boy, that is a lot. And between all these reveals and last week's code, there is a ton for us theorists to start chewing on. But now you get an idea of why I've been beating myself up for months trying to put this whole thing together. It upends mostly everything that we thought we knew about the franchise. Sure, it answers some of our questions like Midnight Motorist and a bit
Psychic
more
Friend
about
Faber. We haven't done that in a while.
The door to a lot of new avenues to explore. Anyway, the final book in the FNAF trilogy, The Fourth Closet, is coming out soon. I know a bunch of it leaked online already, but I'm trying to stay blind to it so as not to spoil anything in my theories. And even more exciting, Scott is releasing Ultimate Custom Night soon. So between those two, I am certain that there'll be more clues on the way, helping us to come to a final conclusion to all of this.
They put you back together, then take you apart all over again.
So until then, remember, it's all just a theory.
Gilfius.
A game theory with some game hypothesis thrown in there for good measure. Thanks for watching. By the way, if you like the FNAF theories and you haven't checked out our theories on Petscop, well then what are you waiting for?
Petscop pretty slay. Anyway, yeah, there's that one. No, Michael. Michael is. This one is like, fucking. I don't even know. That is not Michael Afton. Bite Victim and Michael A are two different characters. Alright. I just ordered the Matpat X-Use collection. It's nice, nice. Alright. We got a long way to go. Name of a character. Nice. You got a long way to go. Man, we got a long way to go. Well, some of these are just GT lives. Alright. Watch a few more. And then that'll be it for part 4 today. Alright. So next. So July 22nd, 2018. So this is after UCN and after the 4th Closet. Game theory. We were right all along. FNAF Ultimate Custom Night. Starting off strong. Oh, no, no, no. Fuck. No, 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 not this. No. No, 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 no. Oh boy! Oh boy! Uh-huh! Gosh! Yo!
Amazing. I met such a wonderful guy, and I know just how to get it.
Matpat is gay.
By the end of the day, I just know it. I'll tell him that I've solved the lore of his games and constructed a timeline, and once he's there, I'll have him. And once I have him, he'll be mine forever. There's only one thing that could possibly go wrong.
Yeah, you. Oh shit.
How can Mangle be walking around in FNAF 2 before all the animatronics are possessed? How can Springtrap be experimenting with Remnant when he's sealed in a wall? Answer me! I don't know. That's exactly what I worried might go wrong. No!
I love that opening.
Hello, Internet.
Besides
Welcome
the anime shit.
to Game Theory, getting burned by hippos since 2018.
Not every story has to have significance, you know? Sometimes,
Mr. Hippo.
Sometimes a story is just a story. You try to read into every little thing and find meaning in everything anyone says, you'll just drive yourself crazy.
Kinda harsh there, Scott. Speaking of stories, last FNAF Theory, I was at the lowest of lows. The survival logbook threw a lot of weird curveballs into the lore that I don't think anyone was really expecting. Reveals like Michael Afton being the bite victim were interesting, but also
It's
really
not,
difficult
no.
to explain away. And that's where things sat until now. With both the release of the final FNAF book, the 4th Closet, and what seems to be the final FNAF game, Super FNAF Brothers Ultimate.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all here. And now with
Except
both
for
these
Funtime
releases,
Freddy.
we're finally in a position to see all the puzzle
And
pieces
Withered
we're
Freddy,
working
and
with,
Withered
which
Foxy,
means one last
and
examination of the franchise from top to bottom, starting with
And
Custom
Nightmare
Night this
Chica.
week, and then next
No,
week,
Nightmare
stepping
Chica's in
back
it.
and looking across
And
the
Nightmare
entire
Foxy.
timeline to see if we can wrap things up in a neat blood-soaked bow now that
Yeah, why
we
is it
see
Nightmare
all the
Chica?
events
She's in
key
DD
layers.
roster.
So step through the curtain, Funtime Foxy, because the show's about to start. It's time for me to pull a Candy Cadet and tell you a story.
Candy.
A story of
Candy.
anger that never dies. A story of never-ending suffering. And I'm not just talking about me trying to write these theories. Today, I tell you the story of how Ultimate Custom Night ends the FNAF franchise in the same place where it all began. As soon as you start playing Custom Night, you can tell that Scott's up to his usual tricks. Yeah,
Yep.
that. But beyond being gaming's biggest troll, I mean, Scott has clearly taken a game that most of us assumed was just a fun little add-on to capstone the series and has used it to deliver a full-on 100% canon addition to the franchise, complete with huge lore reveals mostly hidden in character dialogue once you die, which is pretty nice considering you die a lot in this game. A lot.
A lot. Lazy jump scares.
Oh, yeah, I totally let Night Marion kill me at 3 a.m. on purpose. I just really wanted to see what she would say in this case. What, you guys don't believe me? Seriously, I'm good at this game. I did it for the lore. I did it for the lore. Through these death lines, we can immediately start piecing together what exactly is going on here. The first set of lines reveals that
Right.
our power is to escape.
You and I will be making music together for a long, long time.
Seeing you powerless is like music to
I
me.
hate how much
More
FNAF
voice
said
lines
they're all
indicate
here like
that not
for
only
obvious
are we
reasons.
trapped here for all eternity, we
Yeah,
also
they
can
ain't all
die.
here.
Or maybe more accurately, we can die just over and over
Matpat
and
Scott.
over again.
What a gift to relish, a victim that can't perish. Let's taste death again and again.
Oh yeah, so I was on YouTube, recommended obviously, just looking around, and I see like a FNAF poll that I always get, and it was asking who people thought was the best FNAF voice out of 4, which was FNAF AR Freddy, which was obviously the worst. Then Marion here, fucking Afton, but like PJ he would Afton, so like Scrap Trap, and then Funtime Freddy. Night Marion somehow was winning the poll over Funtime Freddy and Afton. How? Okay, it's a good voice. It's a really good voice, actually. I love the voice a lot. But, like, over Funtime Freddy and Afton? Really? The Freddles. Oh yeah. The Freddles guy. I always have to be reminded of that. I never remember myself.
Dying, will you?
By the way, for those of you who don't have an encyclopedic knowledge of every element of this
German
franchise,
Freddy,
that Toy Chica
German
line is
accent.
actually a fun little callback to one of my favorite moments in the franchise. Foxy Fighters, update 1.2 for FNAF World.
You won't get tired of my voice, will you?
So anyway, our character here is kind of screwed, trapped for eternity in a never-ending cycle of torment and death. It should be pretty obvious what's going on here, but I think Jacko Chica really sums up the situation best. That's right. We're trapped in heck.
In
H-E
heck.
double hockey sticks. Or toothpicks, like my family always said, since we valued proper capitalization. And from there, it's just a hop, skip, and a karmic jump away from who we're playing as. None other than Springtrap himself, William Afton. Not only does a one-way ticket to hell follow up on the advice Henry
666.
gave us from FNAF 6,
Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole.
Yep.
So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend.
but more voice lines in Custom Night confirm our relationship to each of these characters.
We know who our friends are, and you are not one of them.
This is a callback to FNAF 4's We're Still Your Friends, Do You Still
Freddles
Believe That?
guy.
But twisted on its head. If our character were someone like, say, Michael Afton, aka the Crying Child, aka another character who can't die,
His
well,
mouth
then
is a
Fredbear wouldn't
hat.
single us out as not
He's a
his
hat.
friend. He's not an enemy to Michael because Michael never did anything to hurt
Yeah, I can't believe this stream's a year old too. That seems wrong.
William Afton killed Henry's daughter, who goes on to become the puppet. Night Marion here is the dark reflection of the puppet, thereby confirming that we're playing
Yes.
as William Afton. Even Ballora offers some clues that we're playing as William.
Admit it. You wanted to let me in.
Ballora's song and sister location was all about William hiding behind walls in the aftermath of his child's death, which left an empty room and an empty tomb in his life.
All I see is an empty
Of course, it's quickly paced.
He shut everyone else out, but now that we're in William's personal hell, she's able to call him out for all his hidden feelings. William wanted to let the woman that Ballora represents in, but he just couldn't do it thanks to his grief. Hence her calling him out for his real desires. You wanted to let me in. So we're a murderer trapped in a personal hell of our own creation, forced to deal with the sins of our past for all eternity. Sound familiar? It should. It was my first ever FNAF theory. No joke. Way back in episode 1 of the FNAF series, I predicted it was a game about someone trapped in purgatory, tormented by their crimes for all eternity. Granted, the series had only just begun and the theory tied everything back to a real-life string of murders, but it's actually really awesome to think that we've come full circle. That, from a theory standpoint, at least, these videos have circled back around to where it all began. It's poetic. A beautiful, horrific, child-murdery bookend of a story. So thanks, Scott. I have no doubt that you structured your franchise's final send-off that way just so I could have an I told you so moment at the very end after years of getting thwarted by your twisted story. Very nice of you to throw me a bone. Might as well call me Mangle. More on that next week. But of course, it wouldn't be fair if things were just that simple. No, it's not good enough for William to be held in a perpetual state of agony. There's something keeping us here. Looking through all the voice lines, there's one other entity that's mentioned over and over again. The one you should not have killed.
I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed. Greetings from the fire, and from the one you should not have killed.
Excuse me, what? The one I shouldn't have killed? You mean Voldemort? Oh, sorry. Got him confused with Who Must Not Be Named. But seriously, the one I shouldn't have killed in a franchise piled high with underage bodies. Okay, yeah, sure. All those other kids, nah, they deserved it. But that one right there, yep, shouldn't have touched him. Now you're damned for all eternity. Sucks to be you. Anyway,
sucks to be you, mate.
Who are they talking about? Well, by picking apart clues from all sorts of different locations, we can start piecing together who this one who must stay vague for lore purposes actually is. First, from the rest of the voice lines, we can identify that this character is a male.
I have seen him, the one you shouldn't have killed. He's here and always watching, the one you shouldn't have killed.
Notice how both of them use the pronouns he and him. We also know that this guy specifically has a vendetta against us. To understand that, we have to turn our attention to the true stars of Ultimate Custom Night, the mediocre melodies. Without question, this crew of duct-crawling rejects steal the spotlight in Ultimate Custom Night. Going from WTF are these guys doing here in FNAF 6 to breakout meme stars in Custom Night, Orville, Elephant, and the gang not only provide important
Happy Frog still
lessons,
sucks.
He proceeded to pour me a glass of just ice cold.
Guess today is Happy Frog's favorite day in the whole world.
Cold lemonade. Ooh. You ever mix it with iced tea? You do like a little half lemonade, half. Ooh, it's so. You should try it some. Well, you can't because you're dead.
They also deliver on huge lore reveals. For the most part, their lines are pretty disposable, but very rarely you'll get a line from them that feels just a bit out of character.
We've only just begun. I will never let you leave. I will never let you rest. With you, ninja skills.
And if you listen closely, you'll hear a female voice echoing back what they're saying, almost as if they're puppets under someone else's control.
This is how it feels, and you get to experience it over and over and over again, forever. I will never let you
I don't
leave.
really know why. Can you use Squidward? I guess it's oh no. Hold on. I guess today is Happy Frog's favorite day because it's a leap day.
Now, this voice could be Baby. Not only does she sound similar,
I guess you forgot about me.
but a clue may also come from the merch. The Funko action.
I guess you forgot about me.
But a clue may also come from the merch. The
Fuck you. Hold on. Why are you so well edited? I needed to pause at the shirt.
But a clue may also come from the merch.
I used to own this shirt. I used to wear it to school. I stopped wearing it because some kid pointed at Bonnie and called him Barney. Also, the coloring on the whatever.
The Funko action figurines of the characters from FNAF 6 all contain
I want to hear you try. I want you to Mario, I want you to like make a video of you doing a voice. I want to see you try. Try, kid. I can do. Plus, I can do better. Anyway. I just don't care enough to do a good voice right now. fucking kid. Do you mean Squilliam Afton? I'm not even trying, dude. Fucking criticizing. Jesus Christ.
Piece of scrap, baby. Collect all the figurines, collect all the pieces to form the character. Which might seem like just a random detail until you consider that they did the same thing with every character in Sister Location, who would then go on to form Ennard. Each one contained a piece that helped to create what would eventually form the larger whole. Just like Ennard himself, a bunch of the other animatronics all rolled into
You're
one
using
entity.
merch. You're using fucking merch to make a theory. You're using merch to make a theory. Oh my. Okay, I respect Matpat. Come on. This is hilarious as shit. You have to admit it. They did this with Springtrap and Golden. No, wait. Yeah, Springtrap. They did it with Springtrap, and they would do it again with Scrap Baby. And I think I'm forgetting another. Did they do it again? Whatever. No. I mean, Ennard literally is the Fun Times, like, combined together. He's right about that, but, like, why are you using merch? For your reason. There's shit in the games that prove that Ennard is the Fun Times combined. What are you doing? What are you doing?
This is especially important when you consider that a key reveal from the final FNAF novel, The Fourth Closet, is that William Afton created the living Sister Location Funtime animatronics by extracting remnant from the melted conglomeration of all the OG animatronics and injecting the new robots with it. Thus, all the new robots were alive and sharing a piece of the same set of souls, just like if the pieces of Baby/Ennard had been repurposed to form Happy Frog and her friends. That's why Baby's voice would be heard across all of them. Does that make sense? Good. Now throw it away, because there's another explanation here. That this is the voice of the one you should not have killed. As you can tell at this point, Ultimate Custom Night had a huge amount of voice acting. And the nice thing about voice acting is that you need to hire, you know, actors, which means job posting.
Actors. Ultimate voice actor. You're looking for the ultimate voice actor for the Ultimate Cousin. I need to have a fond love animatronics and cheap RNG. Oh, cheap RNG is right.
So of course, for this game, Scott needed to make a ton of casting calls on the site voices.com, all identifying the roles that the actors would be playing. Some of the roles were obvious: Nightmare Balloon Boy, Pig Patch, Withered Chica, etc., etc. All characters that we're familiar with. Other casting calls, though, were a bit more vague. Monster, Character in Whisper, Little Girl, Annoying Girl, Vengeful Spirit. Now, if you track all of the job postings, you can actually identify every single role by who plays them. Monster is Jacko Chica. Character in Whisper is Trash in the Gang. Little Girl is the puppet. Annoying Girl is Dee Dee. Scott kept them vague so as not to ruin any surprises. You can actually identify each and every role, except for one. Vengeful Spirit, played by Tabitha Skanes. It's the only one that doesn't match up to any explicit character in the game. But we know for a fact it exists, since Scott himself left Tabitha an excellent...
Oh, we're in the Baldy era now, I forgot.
Review, 5 stars. Well done, Tabitha. So what is the Vengeful Spirit? Well, according to the casting call, quote, "This is for the voice of a young child who speaks in a whisper from the shadows." That sounds a lot like the voice that's whispering in the background of our merry band of rejects. This child is in control, toying with the player who's helpless to change their situation or prevent their inevitable end. Yeah, well, being trapped in HE double hockey sticks will do that to ya. The gender should not be immediately clear. It should work as either a young boy or a young girl, and you're welcome to do readings leaning one way or another. Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen, we have our winner. A puppeteer that's manipulating things from the shadows. A spirit who's out for revenge. A spirit who just so happens to occasionally show its face.
We are in the Baldy era. Baldy came out in 2018.
Yes, that creepy image of a face
And like I
that's
remember how big it was during the summer of 2018.
haunting thumbnails of Ultimate Custom Night.
Around the time
That
of
is the
VCN.
face of our vengeful spirit. A spirit who, based on its last line, has an axe to grind and intends to enact revenge by keeping us tormented for
Oh
all
yeah,
eternity.
Daddy.
To release you, he tried.
Masochism. I'm done. I'm done. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. I will keep you here, no matter how.
No, not Angel. Yeah, he's like totally was saying assault about sexual assault.
3 times.
We
they
have it
burn
be
us.
whatever.
He tried to release you, but I'm not gonna let that happen. I will hold you here. Yikes.
Oh,
Somebody's
you're
gotta
gonna
get
hold me
themselves
here?
a new hobby. But this is an important line, since by now many of you have probably seen the Old Man Consequences Easter egg. If you set the character Old Man Consequences to level 1 difficulty and then complete his minigame, you get taken through a glitch to Old Man Consequences Pond, a character from FNAF World who encourages the spirit to, quote, leave the demon to his demons. Rest your own soul. There's nothing else. He's encouraging the angry spirit to finally rest.
UCN becomes 10 in 2028 and
chasing down the demon,
dude,
Willie
that
Afton, and spending eternity enacting revenge. But that, all
that
leads to
shit
the
is
question,
gonna,
who
like,
is this vengeful spirit? The
that
one
shit will
William
be.
should not have
I'll feel like an
killed?
old man
Well,
then.
It's Golden Freddy. For proof,
'Cause I
look
still
no
remember the release of UCN like it was yesterday.
further than the final cutscene of the game. If you manage to get the nearly impossible score of 9,800, 49 animatronics at full difficulty, you see Golden Freddy in his FNAF 1 form twitching.
He's twitching.
He's twitching just like Springtrap did in the trailers to FNAF 3.
Damn!
Someone else who refused to give up, to pass on. Someone who always comes back. And just to
I always come back. No, I.
Spell any confusion here, Golden
Sometimes
Freddy
I'm good
isn't
at that.
the
Sometimes
crime
I'm
child.
not.
This confirms it. Golden Freddy is actually a victim that we've never actually seen outside of the FNAF 3 minigames, nor will ever see outside of that face in the vent. But more on that next video, that final timeline episode I got cooking up. If you want to make sure that you see it, hit subscribe now. That way you don't miss it. Because seriously, that is the
Is
one
this
that
shit on the
wraps
server?
everything up.
No,
If
it's
there
3
was ever
minutes.
a time to subscribe, now is that time.
I
But
already
anyway,
am
Golden
sub.
Freddy is the soul that's still trapped.
Giggity.
One that refuses to let go
Giggity.
of his hate, his rage. We even hear it in his line. He tried to release us, but I'm not gonna let that happen, no matter how many times they burn us. In FNAF 3, the puppet tried to release everyone through the Happiest Day minigame. Fazbear Fright was burned down in an attempt to cleanse Freddy's. Pizzeria Simulator was burned to the ground. None of it has worked. The spirit of revenge is and always will be there until he chooses to let go. That's why he's still twitching as he fades
Final
into
time.
darkness. That's why his eyes are still
Final.
white as he disappears. He is choosing to
Final.
remain here, to continue tormenting William, to ignore Old Man
Final.
Consequences, encouraging him to move on to the next life. You know, this might be what Scott truly meant when he said that 50-20 mode in this game was impossible. Not just that it would be unbelievably difficult to overcome, which, let's face it, it is, but that there's no victory here. That no matter how good of a player you are, there is no winning this game because there is no escape. That even if you play it perfectly,
You can
William
100%
is
though.
trapped, and there is no happy ending for Golden Freddy. In fact, you playing the game is continuing Golden Freddy's
FNAF
cycle
movie
of
movies.
revenge. Old Man
Wait, hold on. I know what you're talking about, but hold on. I'm the reason that Garrett died, but in your dreams and in real life, this attraction is great. So many guards I can grape.
Consequences message
William Afton is my dad.
E for Golden Freddy, absolutely. Rest your soul.
Dude,
There is
I keep
nothing else, but it's also
I keep getting comments on that video, like the Higini FNAF musical ranking, basically just like asking me where would you put the FNAF movie the musical? They never asked me about Springtrap the musical. Like he released another one. No, he's asking. Where's FNAF the movie the musical? Where would you put it? The thing is, I don't even know where I'd put it. It's okay. It's better than FNAF 3 the musical and FNAF 4 the musical. Might be better than Security Breach the musical. See, that's where like I think it is in that like ranking. It's on the better half. Wait, Random Encounters already did a FNAF movie musical? Did they? Did they already do FNAF, the FNAF movie? Doesn't look like it. No. The FNAF musical movie. What?
also probably directed at us. I mean, we play and play and play this game for hours upon hours upon hours, achieving higher and higher and higher stats in a game that's incredibly difficult, and what do we get from it?
Oh my god! Dawko crying.
See, that's kind of underwhelming, actually. Perhaps Old Man Consequence's message was for Golden Freddy, sure, but also for us. Rest your own soul. There is nothing else. There is no deeper ending here. There is no satisfaction.
Every FNAF game has its haters.
We keep William's cycle of torment alive. We are literally Golden Freddy forcing William through this over and over and over again, refusing to.
It's fucking Gilfius! Get it right.
Move on, refusing to accept that there is nothing else. It's perhaps the most satisfying, unsatisfying conclusion in all of gaming. And as far as your gameplay affecting character decisions, well, it doesn't get any more seamless than that. In the end, the truth is as plain as day. You are Golden Freddy.
No, it's Gilfius! We're Gilfius!
Next week, the grand conclusion as I break down
fucking
everything else in this game and all the other games and the books as we try to piece together one mega final timeline. I told Stephanie the other day that I was reworking the FNAF timeline. She's like, what is this, like the 80th time? And I'm like, yeah, pretty much. So place your bets now as to where you think the events are going to fall. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified of the new video. And most importantly of all, remember, that's just a theory.
Wow,
game theory. Thanks for proving me right for a change, Scott.
No, it was Waluigi, not Wario. Why did I say Wario? I meant... Yeah, wait, hold on. Building up, build up, build up, build up, build up, build up. Okay. So I didn't know you could use merch. You could use merch to use as a point for your theories. No, you're supposed to pick which one you think Ballora would, like, prefer. This ain't about you. This ain't about you. I'm sorry, Joey. Also, welcome to the stream. It was official merch. But, like, it's fucking merch. It's fucking merch. Also, reference to, that controversial first theory. Nice, nice. It's fucking merch. It's goddamn merch. That's basically saying that the fucking FNAF 1 crew is built up of Springtrap. Springtrap is built up of the FNAF 1 crew because that's how it is with the Funko figures. You see how that doesn't make sense? That's not, dude. It's not a lore point. It's a fucking. I don't even really care about this. I just think it's stupid. I just think it's stupid. He uses. Okay, here's the thing. He's not wrong. Ennard is the Funtime animatronics. Ennard is. He's right about that. It's just that's not good evidence for it though. There's evidence in the games that prove that Ennard is the Funtimes. He doesn't need to go to merch for like this stuff. That's like, what's like official FNAF merch that like makes no sense? Hold on, let me look at my collection behind me. Yeah, yeah, there's like, yeah, fucking fanverse plushie. That's like saying the fanverse is canon, even though there's an official Candy and Pop Goes and Blake plushies. We don't talk about the first theory. We don't talk about Bruno. Ooh. Only 8 votes. Come on. Yeah, but yeah, one more week and Matpat goes bye-bye. Yeah. Sad. The Glamrock Freddy pillow I have is canon related. Yeah. I guess so. You'd think if like there's like a custom, like you collect all the security breach figures and then you can build a character. There wasn't with that set or that wave, but like if you could, like let's say you could build DJ Music Man or whatever. That's like saying the DJ Music Man is made up of the Glamrocks. Ow, fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Matpat too. So will I. As much as I love making fun of this stupid shit. Did you know Fazbear exists in the Waltine Files? Or not Waltine. Molten Files universe? Martine will also this. Yeah, I have. Indeed I have. Wait, what? No, indeed I do. No. Do. Anyway. I'm just playing for the ad. No. Okay. July 29th, 2018. Oh my god! I try to do 4 per stream, so might be the last one this stream. So yeah, let's give it our all. It's 25 minutes. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this, campers.
Hi, I'm Masahiro Sakurai. Today, I'd like to introduce you to the new Super Smash Bros. Game for the Nintendo Switch. Many fighters have appeared in the series. I'm sure you're all eager to find out who will be joining the roster this time. Please, take a look.
No, not everyone is here. No, Funtime Freddy ain't here. It ain't complete. Oh, there he is. No. Oh. We are number 1. Out. Barry B. Benson with the Head Start Fox's Super Smash
Hello,
Bros.
Internet.
Night win.
Welcome to Game Theory, the William Afton of YouTube.
I always come back.
So here's something crazy. You know how every FNAF game tends to have 5 main nights, a bonus 6th night that gets you more lore hints, and then a challenge mode 7th night where you customize all the animatronics? Well, look at the games. We have 5 main games bearing the 5 nights title, a bonus 6th game that was mostly for lore, and now a 7th standalone release where you customize the animatronics. The game releases directly mirror the gameplay. Either Scott is a mad genius, or I'm thinking...
Damn, really? No, wait, FNAF 4 has 8 nights.
Way too hard.
You try to read into every little thing and find meaning in everything anyone says, you'll just drive yourself crazy.
I heard you last time, Mr. Hippo. But guess what, you Barney reject? Reading into every
Fuck
little
you.
thing is the only
Fuck
way to
Barney.
have this series make any sort
I
of
love
sense
you love
whatsoever.
me.
Case in point, today's episode. With the
You love
final
me,
novel
happy
out and
family.
Ultimate Custom Night picked to shreds, it finally feels like the story of FNAF is at its end. Or at least the Afton storyline is
The
at its
end
end.
is
The
done.
series will probably come back to tell another story in the same universe later. I mean, it's exactly what Scott did with FNAF 4, the quote-unquote final
Freckles guy.
chapter, ... of the original FNAF story. I see what you did there, Scotty. It's the final chapter of the original story. But oh no, friends, he wasn't done. He even ended that teaser with a question mark if you brighten that screen up enough. Man, Scott, you really wanted to leave the door open for more games in the series, didn't ya? You
Yeah.
were milking it more than I was. Or, I guess we're both milkmaids at the T-Tub Freddy Fat.
But Pizza Sam and ECN are free, and FNAF World is now free.
As cow. Anyway, as they say in FNAF World, the pieces are in place for us. So it's time to take one final step back and put every single one of those pieces together into this, my final timeline for the final FNAF game. Though, let me save you some work. If you brighten the image you see on screen right now, you'll see that there's a question mark there, since, you know,
I always come back.
and if he comes back,
Yes.
well, I gotta pull myself a Samurai Freddy and pursue the anime Fox of Truth wherever it may lead. Let's do this. Now, putting together a final timeline of events for this series is incredibly
Fan
challenging and requires
office.
us covering a lot of really minute details from literally every
Guilty
element the
is.
series has ever released. This is my longest, most involved theory in 7 years, covering every square inch of the series. So fair warning that this episode is not for the faint of heart. It is extreme. A way for me to simultaneously flex my knowledge of the minutiae of this series, all while trying to come up with a satisfactory answer to pretty much every question it has ever thrown our way. And of course, there are some questions that don't have clean answers, which I'll be calling out for you as I go. So for those of you who want to take the challenge and attempt a timeline on your own, let me first explain my thought process. As I was writing this episode, there are three hard and fast rules that I applied. First, it's important to note that I put greater emphasis on information that was released more recently in the series. While, yes, everything in the series is important, by FNAF 4 and even more so Sister Location, we can assume that Scott had a complete picture of the story in his mind. It's easy to forget that FNAF 1 was going to be Scott's final game after years of trying to be a game designer and hitting dead ends. Do you really think that he imagined a lore so deep that it would cover 8 games, 5 books, and countless teasers? That he predicted his story would be so massively popular that it would involve undead purple people way back when we were all just making memes about Foxy Swiggity Swooty coming for
from
that
the
booty? Probably not. So it's safe to assume that the newest information we're getting in the games is the most accurate in pointing to the final story he's looking to tell. So that's rule number 1. Rule number 2, adhering to key dates and events. Now, there isn't much that's certain in this story, which means that the things we do know must serve as fixed points that the other details fit around. We know for a fact from FNAF 1 phone calls that the animatronics are allowed to walk around freely until the bite of 87. We know from FNAF 3 calls that the golden spring-lock suits are eventually retired to a back room after a tragedy at a sister location, the FNAF 4 Bite, which itself takes place in 1983. FNAF 3 also tells us that at some point William Afton tries to dismantle the robots, whose spirits rebel, causing him to become Springtrap, eventually getting himself sealed up behind a wall until the workers at Fazbear Fright discover his body and set him loose again. Details like those have to be our guideposts if we're having any hopes of getting anywhere in the story. And lastly, rule number 3, realizing that this isn't just a simple linear timeline. It's clearly established in the games that multiple Fazbear locations exist at the same time, and that the events in one affect what happens in other locations. For proof, just look at Phone Guy in FNAF 3.
Welcome to your new career as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Right now we have 2 specially designed suits that double
I remember getting repeating nightmares of Barney beating the shit out of me when I was like 2 years old. Oh no.
Multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures, the company has deemed
Figure
systems temporarily unfit for employees.
This not only tells
The
us that
final
the first Freddy
timeline.
Fazbear's Pizza had 2 golden suits, but also that
Double
the
the
first Freddy's was
Gilfias.
open at the same time as the FNAF 4 Freddy's. The spring lock failure in the FNAF 4 location prompted the yellow suits to be retired in the FNAF 1 location. In short, a lot of these events overlap. Restaurants often stay open for years beyond what we see in the games, and everything weaves together in a way that's much more complicated than simply saying, this restaurant opened, kids died, it closed. The next one opened, kids died again, it closed.
Anvil.
Honestly, I suppose you could simplify it to that level, but we're not going to. I am holding myself to a higher standard. A slightly higher standard, but a higher standard nonetheless. So with those 3 logical rules in place, let's
Putting greater emphasis on.
get
I read all
analyzing.
3.
To begin, we have to
Fast
identify
reader.
who William's first victim was. Now, I've covered FNAF a lot, but in all my theories, one thing has remained consistent since FNAF 2, that the puppet was first. Henry's daughter. She is the character
it's
who gives
Chicken,
life to all
Lucy.
the other animatronics, so it would just make
It's the
sense for her
poopet.
to be victim numero uno. But outside of that, it's always been just an assumption. And now that we've seen the event actually take place in the games, I think I've been wrong about it this entire time. Think about it. We have proof that William kills Henry's daughter in FNAF 6, but as I talked about in a previous theory, we see that later that night, Afton goes to a place called Junior's where he's turned away at the door. Now, why would Scott show us this? FNAF 6 was all about tying up loose ends. He's not just gonna throw in a random bar to establish that the Mustard Man is an alcoholic or
Mustard
anything.
Man.
He's doing it to establish a timeline. The only time we hear of anyone being turned away from any building for any reason in this series is in FNAF 2.
Here's
Well, I
this
understand that
future
buildings are on
theory.
lockdown, no one is allowed in or out, you know, especially concerning any previous employees.
And the name Juniors makes sense in Scott's classic way of giving us clues that are meant to clarify things,
Juniors.
but really just end up confusing
We do not
all of us.
serve
Remember,
murderers.
FNAF 2's location is
Nice.
the grand reopening, a second Freddy Fazbear's
Damn, I killed.
Pizzeria location,
Damn, I killed my dignity. Am I not allowed to go inside Juniors?
a junior location, if you will. And lastly, to further solidify the puppet coming later in the
Sweet.
timeline, remember why Freddy's closed in the first place. It wasn't due to murders or animatronics going haywire. According to the FNAF 1 newspapers,
Jason
people
Voorhees.
just got weirded out by a place where kids disappeared. Quote, after a long struggle to stay in business after the tragedy that took place there many years ago, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has announced that it'll close by year's end, end quote. This all means that the missing children's incident where 5 kids go missing at a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza must be the first event of the timeline. William Afton uses the Spring Bonnie suit to lure 5 kids to the back employees-only safe rooms that we hear about in FNAF 3, hiding their dead bodies in the animatronic suits. We can even figure out the order of
Damn,
who
that
was
is
killed when
creepy.
based on clues hidden in
Creepy.
Ultimate Custom Night. We know with 100% certainty that Chica was first based on one of her death lines.
I was the first. I have seen everything.
That's about as explicit as you get with these games. From a storytelling standpoint, I hate that Chica's first because it really should have been Golden Freddy, so he
You
could be
mean
the first spirit killed and the final spirit to haunt Afton in Custom Night, but whatever. Chica, aka Susie, is death number 1. She's lured away by
She
Afton,
was
telling her
number
that her dog
1.
died. We see it in FNAF 6's Fruity Maze. We also read about it in the 4th closet. Quote, beside them was a little girl with blonde curls. I heard Daddy say he was hit by a car, but I knew it wasn't true. Bonnie told me it wasn't true. He said he found my puppy. And did he take you to your puppy? He took me, but I don't remember. My name's Susie. We even hear about it in the
Damn.
Chica anime cutscenes from Custom Night.
I told him that someone ran over his dog in front of my house.
Jeez,
Oh,
Scott,
lovely.
I know we were all looking for answers, but man, you beat that one over the head, didn't ya? Not that I'm complaining, but that one was a bit overly obvious, and then all the other ones are just so damn obscure. Just gotta find a better balance here, man. From there, we know that 4 other kids get taken and stuffed into suits. We know their names based on the gravestones at the end of FNAF 6. Gabriel, Fritz, Jeremy,
Gabriel.
and Grass. Hey, who are we to judge what other people name their kids? Probably some celebrity's kid. Oh, you must meet my children. This is Apple, Audio Science, and Grass. All joking aside.
Grass. There's probably someone out there that whose preferred name is probably Grass. Not even judging.
Though loyal theorists will remember this last grave was giving me a lot of trouble during a past theory. You see, this book, the FNAF Survival Logbook, holds a ton of reveals about the franchise, but they're all hidden in code. Some I was able to deduce, some left me stumped. But a few hours after releasing my video covering the book, the mystery was solved by the brilliant deduction of game theorist subreddit user DPowerful1. DPowerful1 used the numbers that I had found, 52, 39, 15, 7, 2, 10, 11, 8, and 11, and put them not into an alphabet grid for ciphers like I'd been doing and like the book was clearly hinting towards, but instead put them into the word search, of all places. Using the numbers as coordinates in the word search, you could spell the name Cassidy, a name that must belong to Golden Freddy based on the repeated use of Golden Freddy's line of "It's me" throughout the book, the gravestone imagery which lines up with the 5th mystery gravestone at the end of FNAF 6, and a mention of Cassidy in the final FNAF novel, The Fourth Closet. And that would be more than enough proof, but it's not all. In the novel, Cassidy is described as a girl with black hair. And what do we see in the logbook? The puppet giving cake to a little girl with black hair. The only human child in the logbook, no less. And it's happening on a page talking about your happiest day. A direct reference to the happiest day minigame from FNAF.
Tyler Grass 264 or Grassland 264. No, yeah, Grassland 264.
Where the puppet gives cake to Golden Freddy in an effort to release its soul. You can even hear a girlish laugh every time Golden Freddy is summoned way back in FNAF 1. Literally everything about this reveal lines up. Everything, of course, except for the pronoun of he being used to talk about the one you should not have killed throughout Custom Night, which, as we established last episode, is referring to Golden Freddy. But consider this, Golden Freddy is a male character. He's Freddy Fazbear, he's Fredbear, regardless of the spirit that possesses it. So the gender confusion works here. Scott even used that to his advantage in the casting call, where he was specifically looking for auditions where, quote, the gender should not be immediately clear. It should work as either a young boy or a young girl. FNAF, teaching kids that gender is fluid, but only if you spend 4 years picking apart its obscure lore.
Gender fluid? Gender fluid? Gender fluid reference? Oh man! Gender fluid reference. Gender fluid reference. In 2018.
Yeah, by the way, FNAF is 4 years old this August. It's crazy, right? Wow, I've been doing this for a long time. The last thing to say about Golden Freddy is proving that
it's gonna be 10 years this year.
Possessed here at the first Freddy Fazbear Pizza location rather than in FNAF 4 like most of us have assumed in the past. You see, in Ultimate Custom Night, you get an item called a death coin that can eliminate one animatronic from the game. But if you use it on Golden Freddy, you don't eliminate him from the game. You just get jump scared by Fredbear and then hear some strange sounds. Oh! Huh. It almost sounds like Fredbear is underwater, which we all know is going to be terrible for those spring locks. Anyway, I played around with those audio files and got him to hear. Laughter, obviously. Let's find a suit that's right for you. And there was more fantasy and fun where I came from. That last one feels really random, right? Like, argh, I'm an angry spirit who just killed you, but let me tell you about my love of fantasy.
Pop goes promotion. Okay. Pop goes promotion. Pop goes promotion. Pop goes promotion. Pop goes promotion.
See fairies and long walks on the beach first. I'm very in touch with my emotions. However, the phrase fantasy and fun is a direct reference to the first game in the franchise, where Phone Guy welcomes you to
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Day Shift at Freddy's. Hoggers.
It's Scott telling us that Golden Freddy is the same spirit who speaks to the crying child via the Fredbear plush at the end of FNAF 4, but who dates all the way back to the first pizzeria and the missing children's incident. Phew, you got all that? Good, because that's the easy stuff. Well, not easy, obviously, considering I'm on page 4 of this script and I've only just talked about the first event in the series. But there is consistent logic and evidence to back it all up. However, it's at this point that things get messy from a timeline standpoint. You
16,
see, right now
no,
there are
11,
two dangling threads of events that directly conflict with each other. One, the first Freddy Fazbear location has to close so it can reopen sometime before 19 1987. However, it has to remain open at least until 1983 when the FNAF 4 bite happens, the event that prompts Phone Guy to call back to the FNAF 1 location informing them that the Springlock suits are being retired.
Welcome to your new career as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Right now we have 2 specially designed suits that double as both animatronic and suit. After learning of an unfortunate incident at the sister location involving multiple and simultaneous Springlock
How big are
failures,
Shadow Bunny's
company has
cocking
deemed the
balls?
temporarily
Big enough for me to stuff them
This
in
is
my
important
mouth.
because Phone Guy later makes a point of saying
That's
that
your
the Spring
answer.
Bonnie suit is still being moved.
Management has also been made aware that the Spring Bonnie animatronic has been noticeably moved.
Which implies that Afton is still using it to kill kids, aka the missing children's incident is still going on even after the bite of 1983. That would all be fine except for point number 2. According to Hand Unit and Sister Location, Circus Baby's Pizza World is opened after Freddy Fazbear's is closed.
Due to the massive success and even more so the unfortunate closing of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, it was clear that the stage was set, no pun intended, for another contender in children's entertainment.
Again, this wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for the empty girl's bedroom that we see in FNAF 4. As we established in a previous episode using the FNAF survival logbook, the crying child is Michael Afton, which would make this
How
his
was
sister's
school,
room,
Mario
Elizabeth
Brian?
Afton,
How was
the girl
school?
who gets herself
Glad you're
clawed
back.
and goes on to
How was
possess
school?
Baby on the opening day of Baby's Pizzeria. That's why she's missing and why her room is empty. But that can't happen if Freddy's is still open, and Freddy's can't be closed until the bite of 83 causes the Springlocks to be retired so that Phone Guy can make his call. You see the problem there? Do you understand why creating a timeline of all this stuff is so darn complicated? Anyway, to move forward, we have to apply rule number 1 that I talked about earlier and throw out some of the Phone Guy information in order for the events to work. Freddy Fazbear's first location closes in the aftermath of the missing children's incident. With no pizzeria to serve as his murder den, Afton tries to launch a new restaurant.
No, how was
Circus
school?
Baby's Pizza World.
How was
It's
school?
important to note that this is an actual restaurant and not the underground rental service you see in Sister Location. We'll get to that one much later. Based on the name, we can be confident that this place has a clown aesthetic, which makes it likely
Clowns.
that all the animatronics
Pennywise.
who don't fit into the Freddy Fazbear series
I'm a
of
fucking
restaurants were
clown.
made specifically
I need to turn my life around, dude. Fucking virgin doing this shit.
this place. The Mini Renas, Balloon Boy, JJ Dee, and of course, the star attraction, Baby.
I could be getting bitches, but I'm just sitting here watching every FNAF game theory ever for monetary reasons and so I'm not bored reasons.
They all even look alike. However, on day 1 of the restaurant opening, Elizabeth, Afton's daughter, finds herself alone with Baby and gets herself clawed. We know that it's closed on day 1, both from Baby's story and Sister Location.
Did you know that I was on stage once?
Yeah, you're right. 19-year-olds don't go to school. Unless...
It wasn't for very long. Only one day.
And from this hidden news story about a supposed gas leak posted on Scott's website in the lead up to the release of the game. This in turn explains a lot of the weirdness going on in FNAF 4. Why Elizabeth's room is empty. Why Michael Afton has nightmares of animatronics with stomach
This timeline is
and why
so
Gwen locks
outdated.
Michael in his room and has so many surveillance cameras following
It
him
is
around.
so
He doesn't want
outdated.
his daughter to also happen to
Oh
his
my
youngest
God.
son. You see why it's so important for Circus Baby's Pizza World to happen before the events of FNAF 4? Before 1983? A lot of pieces fit in place if it does. Anyway, in the aftermath of the tragedy, he buries Baby and most of the other humanoid characters underground in a facility that we'll eventually explore in Sister Location. The rest go on
Lights
to the
turn
new
on.
and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, which is set to reopen. But first, running parallel to all
But
of this, and I
first.
mean all of it, is Fredbear's Family Diner. Not the sister location we visit in the game Sister Location, but the only sister location actually called a sister location by Phone Guy during his FNAF 3 calls about Springlocks.
I wanted to get the Doug U2s, but then I found out U2s are Zionists.
An unfortunate incident at the sister location.
We know for a fact that Fredbear's Family
Womp
Diner is
womp.
the FNAF 4 location based on this purple hat teaser that came out with the release of the game. Brighten the image, look down in the bottom right-hand corner, and fill in the blanks, and you get yourself property of Fredbear's Family Diner. We also know that it should fit here in the timeline because of one small detail that Scott made note of with the release of FNAF 4's Halloween edition. While Nightmare Puppet and Nightmare Mangle weren't canon, he made it clear that Nightmare Balloon Boy was. Now, if I'm
Oh,
right about Circus
lovely.
Baby's Pizza World and the red-cheeked design of its characters, then the crying child would have come across
I just don't understand how at this point, like Scott will say that Nightmare BB is the only canon FNAF 4 Halloween update character, but then literally every single Nightmare animatronic from that update has appeared after FNAF 4. Ultimate Custom Night, Help Wanted, Nightmarion appears consistently in the Steelwool games as plushies because he's in Security Breach and shit, and Help Wanted 2 is like plushies, and then like yeah, it's just
Balloon Boy. He existed at
Like,
this
what
point in the timeline,
Baldy?
but because both the puppet and Mangle
Yeah,
don't
playing
exist
along the
until the
stream.
FNAF 2 location, neither of them would be appearing in his nightmares. Therefore, not canon.
Zionists, Mario Bros. Zionists. They support Israel.
And therefore, the timeline continues to make sense. So at this point, we know how the story goes. William is working there as what appears to be a suit technician.
It's
Michael
Ziona.
Afton, aka the crying child, has witnessed his friends and maybe even his sister get killed. I mean, he's even locked in the supply closet with what appears to be the body of Golden Freddy.
Safety is top priority at Freddy Fazbear's
Peter
Pizza,
Kennedy.
while the classic suits are being retired to an
My
appropriate
favorite
location while
character
being
in
looked
media
at by our
ever.
technicians.
At the end of the week, at his birthday
Dave.
party, he gets shoved into Fredbear's mouth by his brother, and crunch! He dead, son! The
He
spirits
dead,
of his dead
son.
friends
He dead, he
them
dead.
remind them that they're
He
still
dead.
here for him, and the whole incident goes down in history
Or you
as
mean
the bite
Michael
of
Afton.
83, based on both the TV Easter egg in FNAF 4 and the code in Sister Location's secret room. Oh, but again, it's here that we hit another little wrinkle. You see, in the FNAF survival logbook, it asks Michael whether his favorite ride was the carousel, a feature that was only present in the FNAF.
Wait.
Asks Michael whether his favorite ride was the carousel, a feature that was only
Never mind.
present in the FNAF 2 restaurant. This also coincides with my hypothesis earlier
They
about
made
the
off
Midnight
this
Motorist
again.
minigame and Juniors being another name for Freddy's version 2. It would make sense that
I get
that place
official
that he's
boring,
going
but
to
come on.
is indeed him running out to the new Freddy Fazbear's location. But we know Michael gets bit in 1983 and that the FNAF 2 location is open in 1987 based on the paychecks you see in the game. Fortunately, though, there's an elegant solution this time. The FNAF 2
British.
location is just open earlier than we thought. Remember, Fredbear's Family Diner being open doesn't preclude a new Freddy's location from also being open at the same time. The new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria is just open earlier than we all thought.
Random
At least as early
Ohio
as
man talks about
1983 and
funny
continuing through
beat game.
1987 when a new series of murders happens and
Don't
the
talk
1987
Juniors
gets
the
closed down. This
game.
all allows Michael to
Game. Junior's the game. Oh. Why am I why is this funny to me? Why do I find this funny? Bro, what the fuck? I just find anything funny now. I can just laugh at my friend dying in right in front of me. That's how much I could just laugh at anything. Like somebody could be dying right in front of me right now. They could be dying and be gasping for air, and I'll be like, ha 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 ha.
visit
Just
that
find
place
anything
again,
funny
have the
now.
carousel be his favorite,
fuck?
but still die in 1983. Because William doesn't want to lose another child, especially since he's in his own killing spree, he puts security cameras
Oh, yeah.
everywhere and uses the illusion sound discs first introduced in the Twisted Ones novel to scare Michael.
Why would the fan make covers again?
Away from
You
the
used the
restaurant.
Twisted One's
That's
officials cover the official cover for that book a little bit ago.
He'll be sorry when he gets back. William is intentionally locking him in his room.
No,
giving him
wait.
He'll be sorry when he gets back. William is intentional.
He's looking down below. Well, he's looking at something pretty fucking long, and he's playing around with that something pretty long. Well, it could be short too. I don't know. I don't know William personally. Playing with a certain banana makes a noise like this. Might use lotion with it.
Locking him in
He
his
might be
room, giving him
masturbating.
nightmares. hence why Michael is so scared by the time
Freddles
we see him
guy.
in FNAF 4. Additionally, Ultimate Custom Night proves that the nightmare animatronics are just that, nightmares, illusions.
This time, there is more than an illusion to fear.
I'm the illusion. Freddles guy.
To be your
Freddles guy.
tormentor.
Both these lines indicate that before, they were just an illusion, they had no flesh. But now, in the latest game, they are real. So contrary to popular belief, these
Who are
things
you,
were never
39?
real animatronics, just a glorified way for William to keep his son away
Yeah.
from his murder location.
Yes, I am.
Except,
I
obviously,
am
it didn't
39
work.
the bunny.
Despite his best, well, maybe not his best, but definitely his most stalkerish
Plushie,
efforts,
get my
Michael
lube
gets crunched
and
and
my
dies.
butt plug.
A fact that becomes very problematic for the timeline, considering that Michael Afton clearly survives till the end of the game.
Chompy,
We see him in
chomp,
sister
chomp,
location.
chompy.
We watch him get scooped. We hear about him
Chompers. Oh,
burning in
wait.
FNAF 6. How is all of that possible
Canceled.
if he's already dead? Surprisingly, there is a way to
He-
solve it,
he
and
always
I have
comes
the
back,
evidence
bro.
to prove it, but sadly it'll have to wait until next time. This ended up being a 12-page script, which there's no way that we can do all in 1 week. So in the words of Dee Dee, how unfortunate, how unfortunate. This is a thing I hate to do, but the rest has to go in a part 2. Anyway, don't worry, we'll get it out as fast as possible. It's already written. I just need to divide this up for editing purposes. In the meantime, though, make sure you jump scare that subscribe button to,
Jump scare.
well, who knows what it does at this point, but it makes me feel good about the effort I put into this video, which is really nice. So make me feel good. It also improves the likelihood that you're gonna see the conclusion of this episode, which is even better. And in the meantime, if you missed my last FNAF theories, well, watch the ones from FNAF 6, linked on screen right now. You'll
Helpy
need
is
them
a
to really
cute
understand
son of
part
a
2 of this
bitch.
theory when we get into the more recent events. Now, if you'll excuse me, remember, that's just a theory. A game
gay
theory.
theory.
I've got to go roll into recording part 2 right now, so I'm gonna go do that. Yeehaw! Final FNAF theories. Anyway, now that we've
Yeehaw.
spent an entire episode chronicling the fictional deaths of 10 to 12. Oh, no, I forgot the puppet, so that brings it up to a baker's dozen of 13. Now that we've accounted for all those children's heinous murders, let's talk about security. No, really, as a
Security breach.
You don't need a human-sized security puppet wandering around your house to keep you safe, but you could probably use a VPN. They're smaller,
this
they
is an
require
ad.
less maintenance, and they are...
Okay. Right, so I love how Burger King was winning earlier, but now it's McDonald's. Okay, so that is going to be part 4 to watching every game through ever. Just like how Matpat is holding a cliffhanger, I'm holding a cliffhanger too for part 5. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Yeah, yeah. Oh, how dare you. Anyway. End the poll. I'll end the poll. Damn. So, Ballora, the ballerina from Five Nights at Freddy's, would be a McDonald's person. Sure. I don't even know how I'd answer that. Anyway. Yeah. In a little bit on Tyler Extras, I will be doing a chill stream just to work on videos. So yeah, I ain't leaving the life. I'm gonna take might be in like an hour. I'm definitely doing an hour break though, in between. But like in an hour, like at least an hour, we'll do this chill stream. Anyway, let's talk about some stuff real quick. In terms of, just ignore my dark part. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is eggplant. Anyway. Next video in production, which will be worked on in the chill stream, was the most voted option in the poll that I did for what video you guys wanted next, which was the Fazbear Fanverse Initiative ever a good idea? That's the title of the video, and that's what the video is. The script on that has started. Not finished, but started. A video on my third channel will be made soon. That's something else we'll be working on the chiller stream. That just needs to be edited, and it's only a 6-minute video, so it shouldn't be hard. It's my thoughts on holidays video. And then King Carter, the worshipper of Fire 4. Stop it. Anyway, in terms of other stuff, I'm not doing a poll for what cringe cover you guys want next, because I know what FNAF song I want to do next for the cringe cover. I'm doing Stuck Inside next. I'm on a Stuck Inside kick lately. I've always been. That'll be the next cringe cover, which will be in the first week of March. Tyler Podcast Redux. Oh yeah, the newest episode of the Tyler Podcast Redux is out. It came out yesterday. And the next one will be in the last week of March, which is like a month away. So yeah. And then Tyler Tales 43 Tyler Dash is in production. The script's finished. Drawings have started. I'm starting to look for voice actors for like that are needed for the episode. The Tyler Tales movie has made decent progress last weekend. Not a lot, but like it's still something. Got like a few drawings done, shit, for whatever. And then in terms of streams, I want to, so tomorrow is the first day of March. I am going to try and stream more. I'm going to try and do, I'm going to try and stream Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 finally, just so then I can do a Poppy Playtime Chapter 3 stream, so I can finally play that game. Then, I want to bring back the Pizza Tower streams. I've been forgetting to do those. And then, I want to, what else do I want to... Yeah, I want to do the Five Nights at Fuckboys 100% completion revision stream, just so we can get a kickstart on, like, production on the Five Nights at Fuckboys fan game review coming out later this year. Show my Ticket the Clergyman. Nice. Then, in terms of other streams, I need to get around to the Fighting Space 2 Part 2 stream. Help Wanted 2 100% completion revision stream isn't happening until the official quest port comes out, which has not even been announced yet. Where the fuck, Steel? I need a 100% be so bad. And then in terms of other video, and so that's like the streams. In terms of videos, I want to, in terms of videos, so I already explained the progresses on the Tyler Tales stuff, and the Fanverse is a good idea video, and the cringe cover, and podcast. In terms of the other options of the poll, which are the fan game lore Flumpties video. Now, some people were iffy with that one because... Now, people liked the idea of, like, the fan game lore series because of how a lot of people don't talk about the lore of fan games. Some people were just iffy with me starting on Flumpties because some people were like, hey, Flumpties doesn't have lore. It does, but to be fair, it's simplistic, and that's kind of why I'm starting with that first. But, I will add 1 week at Flumpties into that too. I'll add that on. Then the Fazbear retrospective first episode, which will be FNAF 1. That's also something happening soon. And then top 10 underrated FNAF fan games. It's a remake. That one will be happening at some point too. Alright. And that's basically it for now. And then continuing in terms of streams, forgot. Continuing this stream series, part 5 should be soon. Yeah, we're gonna do like four videos a stream, which will take a while. I need to make like an actual like count of like how many we have left that we need to do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. In the description below will be the down link to, well, not down link, eventually will be chapters for the stream, and then as well as that is my Discord server, which the invite link will open up soon. I just need to do some final shit on the server of updating. Then as well as that is my Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Tyler Extras, Tyler's World. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see y'all in the next thing that I do. Toodles.
Boom.